Want to learn how you can make your own mini liquor bottle greeting cards? Then keep on watching. Hey y'all, Victoria Cherie here with Pretty Party and Crafty, and today we are going to jump right into these mini liquor bottle greeting cards. This was inspired by Alicia from Crafts of a Different Shade. So the first thing we want to do, we want to make sure that we open up Silhouette Studio. I'm working with my Cameo and my Silhouette today. So the first thing, we have Silhouette Studio open. We're going to make sure that we have our page set. So we're going to click top right to open up the page setup panel. Okay, so machine, I'm working with my Cameo 3. Cutting mat auto, it's my 12 by 12. Media size, I have it set to letter size. And I'll be printing on Pretty Party and Crafty's 8.5 by 11 glossy cardstock paper. Once we have that done, we're going to leave it like that. I'm going to turn on my registration marks a little bit later. Now we're going to bring in the SVG and the clip art and designs. So there's two ways that you can do this. First, you could go to File, Merge to get to your design. But I just like to have my folder open and drag it in. So if you purchase this from Alicia, she gives you templates and mock-ups. So she has the Canva version, Photoshop, Publisher, but we're going to be working with the SVG. Okay. She also gives you a guide and a 5x7 template and a 6x6 template. And I'm going to bring both in so you can see the difference. Just drag and drop. Drag and drop. Okay. All right. So this is what it looks like. So this is the 6x6 and this is the 5x7. So I think I'm going to work with the 5x7. So I'm going to just go ahead and delete this one. But I'm actually going to turn it sideways. And I'm going to make mine be a greeting card or a groomsman proposal. So I'm going to go over to my clip art. I'm going to go to bridal. And I have this tuxedo PNG. Okay, so I'm just going to make this smaller. I'm going to lock the proportions, lock those dimensions. And I'm going to take that down to, it's going to be 5x7. So I'm going to take the height to 5. Okay, great. Okay, next, I'm going to take this and I'm going to rotate it. Bring it to the back and I'm going to change that color. I'm going to zoom in because I want the color to be the color of this right here. So I'm going to make sure it's selected. We're going to go to the color, click on the eyedrop tool, and we're just going to pick the color from the background. All right. Looking good so far. Now I'm just going to make sure this is aligned. So I'm going to just select both of them. I'm going to come to the top for the alignment options and I'm going to align it to the left and align it to the top. Next, I'm going to group it together. I'm going to right click and select group. Okay, so this is my card right here. Okay, and this part you don't have to do, but I'm trying to get an idea of where I'm going to put my mini liquor bottle. All right, so I decided to speed this up. So basically, I wanted to make sure that it was placed in the proper location. So my liquor bottle is about 3.5 inches and the neck of the bottle is 1 inch. So I just wanted to make sure that everything was even and lined up. And I decided to add this white rectangle to be behind the liquor bottle so it would save me some ink. And that's also where the double-sided tape will be. So now I'm just adding text. So it's going to be a will you be my best man proposal for guys, or groom's proposal. I don't know what they call it. But I'm just selecting the text. I'm using Trajan Pro or Trojan Pro, Trajan Pro. and I'm realigning it, increasing the size. I'm just clicking and dragging the corners for that. So again, I'm duplicating the text. You can change the color. So because this is going to be on the black side, I wanted to make sure that that text was changed. So it says, will you be my best man? If yes, take a shot. Okay, and then I obviously wanted to add something else to the top. So it says, obviously, this could have been a text, but the future's Mrs. made me. So I put that on the top just so I can have a little bit more space. And then last, I decided to add a name. I decided to do that to fill up the empty white space. And so far, it's looking good. All right, so next I want to cut by line color. So remember, we grouped this tuxedo image and the background image. So what I'm going to do for a moment, I'm just going to ungroup them for a second because I'm cutting by line color. And I want to make sure that this line color is green. So I'm going to select that and I'm going to change the line color to green. So that line color is green, so it's going to cut around. Okay, also, this is what I want to cut as well. So I'm going to select both of those. And again, I want to make sure that I change the cut line color to green because those are the only two things that we're cutting. We're cutting the outline edge and we're also cutting the green. Okay, so I just like to select things and change the line color so I know what I'm cutting. Okay, also, I'm going to change the color of that to white because, again, I like to save on ink. So now I'm going to select everything. I'm going to right-click and select Group. Okay, now let me zoom out. And we're going to turn our registration marks on. So top right corner, you're going to go to the Page Setup panel again. We're going to go over to the third tab for registration marks. We're going to select On. And I'm going to select Print Bleed. Okay, now we're going to come back over to the page and we're going to make sure that the image is within those registration marks. So I have to rotate it. Okay, everything is within the registration marks. And now all we have to do is File, Print. So I'm going to go to File, Print. Okay, if your print preview looks wonky like mine, don't worry about it. Just click on Print and select your printer. I'm doing Epson 8500. Click on Preferences. Paper source is going to be the rear paper feeder. You need that if you're printing on cardstock. Letter size, photo paper glossy. And then for more options, if you're printing in color, I like to change my settings to Adobe RGB 1.8. Okay, once you do that, hit OK and then select Print. All right, the design just printed beautifully. Now we can send it to cut. Top right corner, click Send, and we're going to select our material type. So I have a custom material for my cover stock. What you're going to set it to, the cut settings, I'm going to show you. You're going to have your blade at 7, force 32, speed 2, passes 1. Then we're going to click the top for line color, and the only thing we're going to have checked is the green line. And as you can see, it's only going to cut the green areas. Action is cut. Your tool, use whatever tool you have, and then we're going to send it to cut. All right, this is the cardstock I'm using, Pretty Party and Crafty Party Printables paper, 8.5 by 11 glossy inkjet cardstock. All right, I'm still using my trusty Silhouette Cameo 3 to cut this out, and it's pretty straightforward. Now I'm removing it from the mat. I'm just going to flip it face down. As you can see, I did print with the bleed on, and the cut was beautiful. I'm going to zoom in for you, and I'm going to grab my supplies. So I have my double-sided glue dots, and I have my mini liquor bottle. I have Crown Royal, but you can use any kind. And I'm just sticking it through the hole, make sure it fits. I'm going to make sure I cover that rectangle, and now I'm adding the glue dots to the back of the Crown Royal where I have that white rectangle, just to make sure that it's secure. Now, I'm going to try to be all nice and fancy and show you how secure this is and how it's holding up the weight of the liquor bottle. I'm going to try to flip it over, flip it around. Listen, don't do all that because it'll fall. It is secure, just don't flip it around like a roller coaster. So I ended up adding a second glue dot, but it holds the weight of the liquor bottle. So if you watch this far, make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Later, y'all.